Okay, welcome to this semi-impromptu stream on a Tuesday. Today we're going to be talking about the chord track in Logic Pro 12 and Chord ID, but we're going to do it in the form of a game, but we're going to try to make it informational at the same time and talk about how to get the most out of what we can with this. If you've seen content on my channel recently, you'll probably realize that I've got some concerns about the chord track and the chord ID functionality. Um, but I'm going to try to use some music here that maybe isn't so sophisticated and doesn't need that, but we can also talk about how, even if it's not registering some of the more complex harmonies, that it's still something that's usable and can get us part way. And if you really need some of those advanced chords, you probably know the chords and how to, hear them and trigger them. It's very few people are going to be like, well, I really need an 11th chord in my life right this moment. So what we're going to do is use these tools in order to take a song and we're not going to ever listen to the song. I'm never going to say the name of the song or the bands on the stream. We are already pushing, copyright strike territory by doing this in the first place. And so we're going to see exactly how far we can push this. So we'll see if this is a new feature of the channel that people will enjoy. But you'll learn a little bit about how to actually use the chord track and the chord ID functionality in this as well. So first and foremost, I'm going to right click in my global tracks and add the chord track. And I don't know if we'll need the signature, but I'll put it on there as well. One of the things I'm going to do first, it's like I've done this a number of different ways where I drag this up into the chord track, but I do want to see, just for instance, I want to, oh, it's not, no, interesting. We'll see about that. I don't think it needs to be unmuted in order to do this, but I am curious now because I went to the chords. Yeah, so let's just drag this up to the chord track. I do have to be really careful not to accidentally push play or something. On a live stream, if you put some band's music, it can cause issues. So let's scroll down a little bit. Okay, so you're never going to hear that song. Of course, the minute you think you know what it is, then put that in the chat. I did put this in first and had Logic. I used the adapt project tempo function and had it do a tempo analysis. I do think that helps. It looks like we got the key signature as well as all of the chords. And so I think what I'm going to do is just put in I know this is where the drums start. You can see it at that moment. So maybe we'll start with the drums. I don't know. This is interesting. I'm not sure how there's some issues with doing things certain ways. We're going to do retro rock maybe. We'll see. But I can do this just across the song for now. We're not actually really, we're going to just play this by ear and do this in a way that makes sense. Let me listen to that drum kit though. Not a swing. We'll go with that one for now. If and when we actually figure this out, and anybody can figure out what song is going to be played here, I'm sure we can tweak it some more as well. I'm kind of doing this a little bit backwards from what I thought I was going to do. But we're going to do retro rock as well for the bass. I know it's like I wish I had set this up so I could listen to this without you hearing it. I guess I could just mute it, but I don't know. This would be more fun to bumble through this a little bit. I think maybe the bass actually starts with the drums. We'll find out. This is going to be good. I can tell. That's going to be good. And then we're going to be using, of course, the new session player synthesizer. I think it's going to be rhythmic pads or chords. I'm not positive, but let's find out. And this will start there. No, it starts a little bit before, one before that. Although it doesn't have the right chord before that, so we'll start it here. And let me just hear like 2 bars of this over while I tweak it a little bit. And keep in mind, I'm not going to be trying to replicate the songs exactly. That's like a copyright strike waiting to happen. But I do want to see with the chords what we're coming up with. Yeah, I got to keep it just enough different, but I'm going to have to change that a little bit. It's not quite right still. Dude. I don't want to sing it either. That would give it away too. Let's pull the right hand down a little bit. Just getting good, right? It was cut off. I don't know. I'm not hearing it quite enough yet. The rhythmic chords aren't giving it away. But let's let that build out and we'll hear it from there. let me try one of the other basses. The pump bass, maybe. Let's try it. I'm not sure that the electric bass, although I don't know, it's probably a combo. Let me try to type this in a little bit different. That's weird. Is that a bug? Okay, it was. I was clicking, nothing was happening. It's like I'm telling it to go down. Maybe it's just going slow. Let's let it rethink a few things. There we go. Oh yeah, so that did work. Cool. It's just, this thing's a beast in terms of doing a whole song at one time. Maybe I should limit it down a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, back to the... Let's try a little slower pattern. So in my head, I'm trying to recreate kind of how I'm thinking about it, but it's tricky. But I like that so the chords are all feeling like they're registering correctly for this. These are not complex chords. Oof, we might be failing at this one. Why don't I do something a little sneaky? We're going to stem split this, the original track, and I might just add one part from the original track into this. This is where we crossed the line, but we'll see if it works. I want to be able to get the song figured out without breaking copyright. That's the goal. Oof, that's tricky. This is where I'm sitting here thinking maybe I should have prepared some of that in advance, but nah. Let's just add the bass in and switch out the other two basses. We'll see. Interesting. Anybody hear the song in there? Oof, we might have to move on. We may just not get these all. So this one is getting some of the like the C major 7 chords. That's really it for that. I mean, so many times when you have like some of those more jazz type progressions with, fancy, I'm just saying fancy, chord progressions, it's not the core part of the sound. I mean, that's like, it could be something that's just like an added tone or a passing tone, or, I mean, there's so many other things. This is not sophisticated enough to actually do most music theory. It just isn't. Okay, let's, we'll see if anyone later watching this, if anyone watches this later, can figure out what song that is and put it in the chat. We're going to do song number 2. Yeah, we closed the first one. That's good. Oh, let's see. We'll close this project and save it. And we'll go with number 2. We'll see. This one is trying to remember which one is number 2. Oh, I see where it is. It went to the wrong screen. I looked over and it was gone. This one, anyone who knows certain parts of musical things will figure this one out because of various elements if you look close. We're going to add the chord track, and we'll do an analysis of this. And let's take just a brief look at the chords. So it's saying it's in the key of B. I do feel like this one is a relatively simple song in terms of the harmonic structure. It is getting some of these ones where it's like, 1.5 beats, 1 beat, 1 beat, 1 beat. So it is catching some of the faster stuff, which is nice. I think at the beginning of this track, session player, drummer, I think this is really handheld percussion, at least for that beginning section. And then I think it goes to some drums right around there, but I can't remember for sure. And this is one of the trickiest parts too. This particular song is really heavy on guitar, and so I don't know if we're going to be able to really. No. There we go. Let's turn off the click track. Whoa. That was weird. I just turned off the click track and like half of my global tracks disappeared. That's considered a bug. Just FYI. I just tried to do it again and it didn't repeat. Maybe it's because it was playing. So a non-repeatable bug, but that's interesting. Just seeing things like disappear off the screen when I'm doing something completely different is interesting. Not a fan. And let's do, because I'm not going to do a guitar. Let me think for a second. Yeah, I don't want to do guitar. I don't have a guitar session player. So I'll do a freely piano and maybe switch it around. Oh man, I'm gonna sneeze. Sneezing. Unfortunately, AFK, it's not real. You can guess what songs in the chat that I'm doing. But the game wouldn't work if you suggest a song, I guess. But you can definitely guess. Oh, this is gonna be messy. That's not gonna work. This key time signature is what's the problem, I think. This one may not work. I was wondering how complex we could do. Let me do this thing with a groove track where I turn on the groove track to the original song, even though it's muted, and see if that'll help me. We might do some swing. This up. I'm telling you, this is not a science. Oof, that is going to be bad. Okay, we'll try those. That swing is too much. Oof, this is brutal. We might go 2 for 2, not working out great. The chords are right, as far as I can tell. But man, it's going to be hard to get the right sound. Let's do copy and paste these forward. Except I think we'll leave those on, but let's add a drummer at this point. I mean, I've got to do kind of retro rock, even though that's not the right thing. This is not going to work. Ugh. I was wondering about this one in particular. This is the thing. This is the thing about all the session players, all of this system. It tends to be really good in this narrow road. I mean, it's not REO Speedwagon. I mean, good guess. I wish I could... Let me just do it straight instead of with that. I can't get the feel of it right. lot of that is because of the groove track is trying to pull off of. Okay, we're gonna break the rules again. Eesh, don't tell anybody we're stem splitting other people's songs. I'm just gonna pull the bass out of it. I think the bass will give it away. Dear God, please let Logic do what it's supposed to do. I shouldn't say it like that. Vocals, drums, I cannot. Oh, the bass doesn't even start till over there. Well, let's bring it over to here where the bass starts. That's the bass, my bass. The drums, auxiliary, and then this weird piano thing. We need a guitarist. That's really what we need. This might get me in trouble. I'm playing the drums. I'm playing the drums. No, I ain't not getting me in trouble. Okay. We're going to go on to number 3, I think. Unsuccessful. It's tricky. This is trickier than I thought it was going to be. But the thing that'll give it away to somebody who's watching this later is that it's in 7/4. That'll give it away. Number 3. I feel like this one's a guaranteed easy one to figure out. We'll find out. Oh, I should never say that. Oh, looks like this was the very first one I had tried. I already pulled this up to the chord track. And so we have the chords already there. Cool. Let's do drums first. Maybe I started off with the hard ones and went easier. Retro rock, this one. This one may have been the song that inspired this retro rock pattern, I wonder sometimes. Before I forget, let's mute that. This is one I cannot play or talk about, but I can do drums from. Okay, cool. We got the drums. Let's do bass player, retro rock as well. Let's see if we can get any of these to work. I don't even know why I'm going all the way down there. That just adds time. And we're never going to get to it, so let's just do it part way. With the bass, complexity down for sure. Intensity down probably halfway. No one can hear that. But once I add this next part in, I'm pretty sure the chord progression is so iconic that you'll hear broken chords, I'm guessing. And let me switch this out. The piano, let's do like a, even though again this would have been probably a guitar, we'll do a organ. Classic rock organ. Come on, let's just do this a little bit longer. Okay, here we go. See if you can, I'm guessing. Geez, I'm guessing. Let's take this up higher range. That seemed pretty low. Too high. Okay, so let's find a better pattern. It's like, that may be enough to get me copyright struck right there. It's not living on a prayer, though. Oh, maybe this isn't as easy as I thought. There's enough on there, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that progression is probably forbidden to ever use in any place. We'll see. I'll be interested to see if any of these actually trigger that. But that's so that progression was analyzed really accurately, and I noticed with the drums, the retro rock pattern, the default, it sounds a lot like that song, the original. Even the fills sound like it. It's like almost as if it was partially modeled off of it, right? So we'll see. Yeah, but let me close that before there's any evidence. Oh, that's funny. These ones. Man, I don't even remember. What did I do for these ones? I guess we'll find out. Once again, let's turn on the chord track. These are just default projects. Drag it in. Maybe just the band for this one, if we can figure that part out. The chords, really simple song, I believe. Even though the chord track and the chord ID function aren't like super deep. Man, my hair's in my eyes. It is fast. So there's that. Super fast. I'm fairly certain, if I remember correctly, this is a synthesizer song. So let's find some synthesizers. Simple pad. We'll try a simple pad. Drag it out to about here. We don't need the whole song. This will work. So let's add, we're going to do a couple layers of synths. Rhythmic chords, maybe. I'm trying to think. There's like a learning curve with these synths because there's a lot to them and not a lot to them at the exact same time. I know that seems like a contradiction because it is. Not that one. Timeless flow. Turn these. This is really a layer. Okay, let me, before I get too crazy in there, I'm going to add the drums in. I think they're starting close to here. It does start without them, I think. Yeah, this one may be the hardest one. For those watching this later, I'll be interested to see if I can make this work at all. Okay, hold on one second. I got to hear this one real quick because hold on, I'm going to mute you. It's like hearing all these songs one after another. All of a sudden, I was like, I can't even remember what that sounds like. We're going to do halftime on the drums. So it does sound a lot like it, but I don't think without the vocals we're going to be able to hear it. Okay, let me see if I can borrow from the original. It's not Foreigner. I saw you would guess that. I also see why you would guess that, because it does actually have the same kind of vibe to it. Man, these synths, they're not reading my mind enough. The voice leading of how you play a synth in a part like this is really important. It's like I want to be able to just like go down to a lower chord at some point. I wonder, okay, be careful here. Mute them all first. Ooh, there's a piano part. Let me hear what the drums sound like. So let me, yeah, that's not right. And then we'll go back to the normal time. And then we're going to turn off that thing. And let's turn off all the ghost notes. Those are dumb. Maybe. So we're closer. But there is like a, They're doing what we should probably do here, which is, I think they're using more like a auxiliary style percussion thing there, which we can do, but it's harder to do it in the exact one. It stopped. I see. Too much. Kind of like that. Let me hear what the bass is doing here. Okay, so let's add a bass. I actually haven't added one. Do bass player. It's kind of retro rock, but we'll do that. Now, sequence bass? No, it's really more of like a real bass. Ish. Let's see. We'll do phrasing, octaves, groove. Okay, we'll leave them all like that for now. A little bit less of those. Okay, we're gonna cheat. Listen to the guitar. Okay, I think I can put that in. That may be too much, because that's really going to trigger some of the stuff. But man, the voice. It's amazing how much. Even though I had half of the song turned on with the other session players, it's too complicated. And finally, somebody who I figured might know it. Finally, but Duran. So it does sound like Duran Duran. It does sound like Foreigner. That was very like typical synth bass songs. The thing that apparently makes it different are the vocals on this one. And so, if anyone looks up, let's see, I'll type it in. That's the one. Um, I just typed it in. I'm not saying them on the stream just in case they have like trigger words and things. Some people don't really care about that, but it's like I think I accurately nailed a lot of that with the session players and the chords, but it would never sound like that song until you heard the vocals. So that's actually problematic. Or not problematic. It's problematic for this game. It's not problematic for the song. It just tells you how much of a vocal group that they were. Ugh, interesting. I'm gonna have to listen to that one later on with some of the other parts in there. We just can't do it on stream. Woohoo! Okay, last but not least, song number 5. We were able to get a couple of these. The first ones we were not. But maybe at the end of the stream, I'll let you figure out which ones those are. Let's see. This also tells you like some of my taste in the old music. Analyzing the chords. Again, so fast. For as simple as the Chord ID feature is, it is not slow. Okay, let's see. This one, let's open up the signature as well. It says that it's in C, but or no, yeah, I don't know. Oh, it switches. It switches key signatures. That's interesting. I don't think this song goes from C to A flat to F minor to A flat to F minor to D flat. That is not actually part of the. I do not believe that's accurate. Okay, so let's do. Maybe if I do this again, it'll have to be something where it's like a little bit more prepped up. Like we just delete a bunch of the parts and then add them in. But okay, so this one, we're going to be using an electric piano. Okay, real quick, because this helped me with the last one. I'm going to just do a quick in-ear listen here. Okay, give me a second. Oh man, I think I bit off more than I can chew with this one too. And that is not, this is not an accurate analysis. I just listened to it. It's in a different key. Interesting. Oh my gosh. Thank goodness for Toe Tiggerus. It's not going to make me play the whole thing. Oh. But that's it. Toe Tiggerus. If that's how you Toe Tig, yeah. How you doing, by the way? It's like that little feel of the rhythm. I was seeing if any of the patterns kind of matched it. Okay, so the groove track is not helping us, but oh, that's not bad. It's a little in the wrong range. I hear it there a lot. Those chords are really distinct. Can you hear that right there? That's like so distinct from that song. I don't think there's any, like there's drum hits there, and I think the drums start after that. But every time that one chord thing, it maybe just be like some light drumming. Right there. That is so cool. So this brings us to like, okay, maybe there is some cool things with this. That one little turnaround, the A flat 6, D minor 7, flat 5, D flat, A flat, C. I mean, that is something that is unique to this song. I don't know if I've ever heard that exact progression anywhere. And if you're like, how did they do that? And you don't know about it, then that's something you can put in here, use this, and like look at it, and then think, I want to like not necessarily like imitate it, but be inspired by it, right? That's kind of cool. Yeah, that band is actually more like a group of geniuses. I mean, that's not like your average pop music. I'm glad that one worked out. And I didn't even have to do all the other stuff to it, which is kind of nice. But I thought, it has that really unique sounding keys at the beginning and throughout, and then the unique chord progression. I wanted to see how it could do. There are parts of the song where like you can see the tempo breaks down. And that's just because it's like a free form moment in the song, and there's a couple towards the end as well where it's like, we don't know what we're doing, so it analyzed it up to 175 or 187 from 130. That's not real, but it's certainly really interesting. Okay, cool. So the first song, what was the first song? I mean, finding the live chat later when you're watching this is really difficult. So this is more just for the ones who are on it. The first one was this band. The second one, you could get there if you went back and listened to it. There's definitely some parts to that would let you hear which song it is. And then the second one was probably the one that what I did sounded least like the original, but that's I was curious about doing things in like maybe non-standard time signature. 7/4 is not really that crazy. It's either 3/4 and 4/4 or back and forth. See if I'm spelling things. That was one of his songs. And so cool. I don't know. This is an interesting way to test this out and see that, for instance, here, I really don't think the key signatures are changing from C to A flat to F minor. That's just like a weird signature analysis that is not working quite right. But it got a lot of those unique chords in the right place, and those ones were not easy. I don't think they're not like standard, so I think it did it. It played it back with the session player in a way that we could hear it. The problem with the second one of these songs was really the feel. It's really like not a shuffle, but it certainly has like a very unique groove to it in the key signature. So without actually hearing that feel, having the right chords, having the right key signature, even having the right instruments, none of that would have mattered. It never would have sounded like the actual song without having the right feel to it, for better or worse. Anyway, kind of an interesting exercise in testing out these tools. But I did pick some of the hard ones. I mean, these were not like standard like pop tunes, that are in a very tight tempo. No interesting feel to them. Really standard either instrumentation or feel or chords. But man, what would this all be like if we had a session guitarist come out? That would be cool. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for joining. I think we've hit the hour point. It's we're not going to take this any further today. But thanks for watching and for participating and having some fun. And if you're watching this later, put all your guesses in the chat. If you're watching this later, hopefully you didn't make it all the way to this point, but you never know. See you later, everybody.